welcome. Today I am going to do the Toyota Venza walk around review. I have had many people ask me to do it. I have said I will get to it. It has been on my list for a while, and today I got it done. So let's get started. If you're not subscribed, will you please subscribe? Here we go. I tried to do a video similar to what I did when I pulled the NSX out. And there is the 2022 Toyota Venza all-wheel drive XLE. And there I am. And I will, at the end of the video, walk around the NSX for you as well. Just a quick one. But for now, we are going to go through the Toyota Venza. Now, I have a very unique Toyota Venza because I have customized my Venza. This is an XLE. They do not make it with black wheels, and they do not make it with blacked out trim. I put window tint on the Toyota emblem, which is the safety sensor. And all of this was chrome. All of this has been wrapped. I wrapped all the chrome so that it is a chrome delete. I had the wheels powder coated. Those are factory wheels that were powder coated. And I literally just got tires this week on my vehicle, brand new Michelins. And it is amazing how much different it rides with brand new tires. This was chrome. That little piece on the side mirror, this was all chrome. And I had it wrapped. My windows were not tinted, but I think it made it look really good. I also shaved all of the emblems off the back because it said hybrid, it said Venza, it said Toyota. It was just cluttered in the back. So I took all of the emblems off, except of course the Toyota emblem there in the middle. But I did get a black cover for the Toyota emblem, and here are all of my real estate stuff. So this is my primary real estate car, as you can see, because when you compare it to when I showed my Land Cruiser, I had like one sign in the back. This has all of my open house flags. It has my open house signs. I have a little toolkit. I have gloves. You just never know what you're going to have to do someday to fix something, or get somebody's water turned on by busting the bolt off of the shutoff. I mean, I've had to do some crazy stuff. So this is the back of the car, and down here you'll see my measuring wheel. So this is how I measure each room when I'm getting the square footage. Instead of using a tape measure, I just use the roller. Some people now are using lasers, but I think it's just as easy to use the roller. I'm fine using it. These are all my lock boxes now. Earlier in the year, I was out of lock boxes because all of those were on houses that I sold. But when you sell the house, you take the lock box off. So I can tell how much work I have coming in based on how many lock boxes I have. So this is the front. It does have memory seats, power windows, of course. These are folding mirrors, which is nice when I go through a car wash, or if I was trying to pull in a tight space or something, they fold. It is heated leather. It's actually not leather. It's called Softex, which is Toyota's synthetic leather. Power tilt and telescopic steering wheel. And then I'm just going to go through a few of the things on the instrument cluster for you. You can see the car has 37,676 miles, and 40.5 is my average fuel economy. The top bar shows current fuel economy, but that 40.5 is for the life of the vehicle. That's what I've averaged with that vehicle. So that's the advantage of hybrid. I never have to plug it in, but I get great gas mileage. This is the information cluster, where it goes through. You can change it from fuel economy to radar cruise control. It has lane keep assist, so it has self-driving, but you can only do it for like 15 seconds and it makes you touch the steering wheel. These are some of the safety features. These are the tire pressures, which I was glad to see that my one side is higher than the other. This is what's on my radio right now, and there's the radio. Sun's in my eyes. Hey, that's black, but you can see how reflective it is. Within this information screen, that is where the backup camera is. And just gonna go through a few things. Like there's a menu button here. This is where like I can do Apple CarPlay. Yeah, this is the automatic climate control. So you can see right now I control both sides, but if I shut the dual zone off, then I can control each side individually. But since it's usually just me in the car, it's easy just to keep it all consistent. It does have a push button start. Down there is where the USB ports are and the auxiliary jack. It also has wireless charging and heated seats, of course. You can see my car is dusty. But overall, I try to keep, I don't have trash in my car or anything. I take care of it. This is a emergency assist, so you pull that down, you push that button, and it will call Toyota. And if your airbags go off, it automatically calls 911. Yep, just basic stuff there. This has this really cool little light at night. It's like a pen light. So you can see it come on there. When I turn the headlights on, that pen light will shine down. And what it does is it puts a little glow on the cup holder area. And it's just a really soft glow from that little pen light. So I think that's really a cool feature. So that is, I think that about wraps up the inside, I think. Yeah. Oh, I think I needed to show you the Venza kick plates. Interestingly enough, Toyota is not going to. I do show you my weapon of war. This is a little stick. When you flick it, it comes out. That is solid metal, and it is heavy duty. I mean, that thing is strong and heavy, and it's a police issue. And basically, that's what you do to close it. You have to slam it down to close it. But it's definitely something that would come in handy if I were to be unarmed for some reason. But yeah, that's it. And I just not sure really what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll trade it eventually. But this is the NSX, a 1996. Those are Ray's wheels, TE37 Folk Racing. The 37 is in reference to the TE37, which is the model number. Now, I don't have center caps on the back because I have a harmonic balancer that is not allowing the center cap to secure correctly. So I don't know what I'm going to do about those center caps, kind of showing you how the wheels stick out just a tad, just to give it that wide stance. And then just kind of climbing in here to show you what this looks like inside. Rather than being a digital odometer, this one is still analog because it's from 1996, and it currently has 11,034, almost 35, 11,035 miles. So I'm going to probably get it to 12,000 miles. I'd like to put 20,000 miles on it, just 1,000 miles a year, and then probably sell it when it's got 20,000 miles on it. I still think it'll be extremely low miles because it'll take me almost 10 years to do that. And then hopefully by then I could get a Lexus LFA. That would be my hope, maybe. I don't know. Currently that's my thought. But yeah, it is just a great machine. I just love this car. Made in Japan by Honda. And then that's a signature of an inspector who inspected the car. But God, I just love this thing. I do wish that it was a Honda NSX instead of an Acura NSX. I mean, the only difference is emblems, but I don't know. I wish it was the Honda nameplate, but it's obviously the same car. But that's it. I do love that car. And then we're just gonna head out here and go downstairs. We're gonna go around back and step down the wall. And back here we have another garage. And for those of you that haven't seen the Land Cruiser walk around, we're going to take a look at the Land Cruiser. And there it is. It has its own storage facility. Just seeing this front end like that just does not do this machine justice. It's just kind of a weird camera angle, but this thing is just a beast. The last V8 from Toyota in a Land Cruiser. But this thing still smells new. This is a 2021 and it has 9,526 miles. I just baby these, that's it. I just baby the cars. If you're not subscribed, will you please subscribe? Those two, the Venza takes all the abuse. It's more just like a daily driver. I just don't worry about like parking it in parking lots and things like that, where the others, I'm so sensitive with them because they're special. But the Venza is just a great all-around vehicle because it gets great gas mileage and it's all-wheel drive and it's kind of SUV-like, so I can hold a lot of stuff in it. It gets great gas mileage. It's good in the snow. It's just a nice all-around good casual vehicle. Nothing fancy, nothing special. When you see that car driving down the road, nobody's like, oh my God, look, there's a Venza. It's just invisible, and that's what I like about it. I blend in to the world in that car. I don't stand out. I don't drive it aggressively. I just stay in my lane and get where I'm going. And it just makes life a little different. Where if I drive the NSX, it's different. That car is special. You do not see those. I've never seen another one when I'm driving around here. Obviously, I see them for sale in auctions and things like that. But I've literally never seen one driving for years and years. I mean, maybe it's been 10 years probably since I've seen another one on the road. So some people, like probably younger people, don't even know what it is if they're not really into cars. And so I've had like people come up really fast behind me to try to look at it to see what it is. If I'm at the gas station, people walk up to it and say, oh my God, man, this thing, I love these things. And so initially, like sometimes, it's good, but other times it's like you just can't be normal in that car. Like the car is a celebrity. I'm not, but the car is. The car gets all the attention, but so I just don't drive it much, and I like to drive it at night because it's not as busy. There's not as many people out, and it doesn't obviously get as much attention at night, which is good. The Land Cruiser, I drive to expensive homes, like when I'm showing an expensive home and I need to, when there's Bentleys in the driveway and stuff, it's like, I feel like pulling up with the Venza is like, I might as well be in like a Daewoo or something. Some of you may not remember Daewoos, but they were like the worst car ever made. They were disgusting. They were not here for long. They may still make them. I think Hyundai owned them. Or it could be Daewoo is Hyundai. I don't know, but the Daewoo name went away because it had such a horrible reputation. Yeah, I think have the NSX for special, just when I wanted to go out and cruise, or just go for a drive and just feel that car, how special it is, how it handles and drives and shifts. I mean, it is just a work of art. But I wish I didn't have 3 cars, but I do. It's just, I don't know. I wish I could go to that. So I do believe. So now my current plan is at 55, which is 3 more years. I'm going to stop selling real estate because at 55, I can start taking distributions from my IRA without penalties, so I can live off the money I've saved. I have not been able to do that as of yet. Now, I could take money out of Bitcoin, but I would have to pay tax on it, tax on the profits that I take out. So, which luckily capital gains tax is lower than like payroll tax. So it's interesting that investment profits are taxed at a far lower rate than labor. It's just the tax code favors people with money, but it also incentivizes savings. So it incentivizes a good, healthy financial lifestyle. I think it will just simplify my life just a little bit to just have 2 cars. And, when you have 3 cars, I'm paying 3 insurances, 3 license plates. Each one you have to change the oil. Even if you don't drive it, you should change the oil because it's just better to do it. You also need to drive these cars. Cars need to stay lubricated. It's not good for a car to just sit. It's not good for tires for a car to just sit because they get flat spotted. If they sit in one spot, they can get a flat spot, and then when you drive, it's like whoop, 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 whoop. So it's just more responsibility. And as I get older, I'm trying to have less responsibility in my life so that I can focus on the things that I want to do more, like reading and working with the animals and being with my own animals. The things that bring joy to my life and give me a sense of meaning. Not that my work does not give me a sense of meaning, but it's still a lot of stress. I've got a deal right now that I'm working on with a couple that is moving here from Michigan. I think I mentioned them on 1 or 2 videos ago. But they're moving here from Michigan, and we bid on a home, and this home was not on the market yet. But it was going to be very soon. So the agent that had it coming up went ahead and let us look at it. Well, guess which home they wanted? The one home that's not on the market. So they wanted $1.499 for the home. My people offered $1.4 even for the home. Well, these people countered off back and said, no, it's $1.499. We might take $1.4 later for it, but right now we haven't even had it for sale yet. There's no sign in the yard. We want the opportunity to try to get $1.499. Now we will sell it to you for $1.499 if you want, but we can't. That's the only way, is pay list price, or we're just going to list it and then you can compete with the rest of the world for the house. So my people thought about it and they said, okay, we'll do it. We'll just do the $1.499. So we went back and said, fine, we'll pay the $1.499. Then the people said, okay, great, we'll let you buy it for that, but you have to agree to cover any appraisal gap. So for those of you that do not know what an appraisal gap is, anytime a home is financed, the bank requires the home to be appraised. So $1.499 was the price also the price that my buyers agreed to pay, right? However, a professional licensed appraiser will now come into the home, go through the home, and compare it by doing a sales cost analysis, by looking at other similar homes in the area that have sold, and using 5 comparables will come up with an absolute appraisal value. That is the value that matters. So the appraisal gap guarantee is if the home does not appraise, let's say hypothetically in this situation, 1.499 is the sale price. Let's say it appraises for 1.3. There's a $199,000 gap between the selling price and the appraisal price. That gap can be guaranteed by a buyer that says, even if the home doesn't appraise, I will pay $1,499. So that's what they want my people to do. Now, I think it will appraise. I think it will appraise for $149, but I'm not an appraiser. I am a realtor. I've ran the comps. It's going to be close, but I don't know. I don't know what will happen. So it's going to be interesting to see, and I just don't know. I don't know how it will happen. So here's the thing. So in Indiana, when you have an accepted purchase agreement, that means that the seller has put something for sale. The buyer has agreed to buy it. And now you have a signed contract. In order to lock the deal down, the buyer has to pay earnest money. In Indiana, it's 1% of the price. So on a $1.5 million house, the buyers have to pay $15,000 earnest money. Now, it isn't a law that it be 1%, but it is protocol. It is just the average deal pays 1%. Some people don't have 1%, so they don't pay that much money, but those deals are harder to get bought. So in a normal deal, you pay 1%. So my people have to pay $15,000 to hold that house. So I think what our plan is this. We know my people are happy if it appraises for 50 grand less. They'll just pay the extra 50 grand in cash for the house and move on. But if it's more than 100 grand difference in appraisal, they're just going to walk away from the deal and sacrifice the earnest money. So that's the risk my people are taking. It's a hell of a gamble. It is a gamble, is what it is. It's a true gamble. So I don't know what will happen, but it's going to be interesting to know. We won't get an appraisal for like 2 weeks. So this is kind of it's a rare instance where someone has to guarantee the appraisal. But these people I think they know their price is pretty much at the top, and there's a chance they may not get an appraisal that high. So it's risky, or my people could walk away. My people could walk away from the deal, and I don't know if they would or not, but it's hard to say. I'd almost wish that, since they're being so mean about it, I almost wish my people would say, nope, we'll go look for something else. So I don't know. I just, the part I don't like is I don't want to be involved in a transaction where my client loses money. It's not a comfortable situation. But I have made it crystal clear to them that is no way that what did I lost my train of thought there. I've made it crystal clear to them that what their risk is. I have explained it in detail, and that's when we came up with the fact that, well, we would just walk away from the home and sacrifice the earnest money if the appraisal was ridiculously short. But my guess is what would happen is they would probably say, okay, rather than fold the deal, because if we get a 1.2 or something ridiculous, some sort of crazy short appraisal, then what they would do is probably renegotiate, because if I get an appraisal that low from this the mortgage company, the bank doesn't appraise the home. There's a pool of appraisers, and it's like a blind rotating deal. It's very structured and very regulated, that everything is separated. Real estate agents are separated from the mortgage companies. The mortgage companies are separated from the appraisers. The appraisers are separated from the title company. All these entities, separate, have their own licensed rules, and we can't collude. So it's all of this happened in 2008 during the mortgage collapse. Basically, the mortgage industry was the reason that the economy collapsed in 2008. And so they fixed everything about the mortgage industry. There is no way that if the economy collapses again, it's because of the mortgage industry, because it is so strict now that only people that can afford to buy a house are buying houses. Now, it doesn't mean that people don't lose their jobs or, get DUIs and their lives change, or people get divorced and it causes different financial situations, so people still lose their houses, but no one is getting approved for a house that doesn't show financial solvency at the time. You have to be very strong to get it. And you have to have your down payment saved, and you have to show healthy reserves in your account. I mean, it's all very structured and regulated. So, at any rate, this is just a really kind of unique situation. Most offers during COVID were like this, where you had to guarantee appraisal gaps, because every home had multiple offers. But this is the first home I've ever sold that is not multiple offers, that requires an appraisal gap. So it's pretty strange, but every deal is so different. That's one of the benefits to real estate, is that everything is different. Everything is every deal is different. Every home is different. Obviously, there's no two homes identical to the same, but some of these homes are very similar, but they're still not identical. Some of these neighborhood homes are kind of cookie cutter, but this one is not. Now, unfortunately, because this house is not listed, I can't show you this house yet, but I'll be going through it, because so my people are not moving until July. So we are going to close on this house at the end of May, assuming everything works out. And then the month of June, I will be working with a contractor to make changes to the home that they want to have made. So they'll be back in Michigan. I'll be working with the contractors here. There's hardwood floor on 90% of the downstairs main level. But then there is a main living room and a dining room that have this really light, pretty carpet. They want the carpet removed, and they want to match the hardwood floors that are over here on this part of the house. It's actually probably 70% of the house is wood and 30 is carpet. And then the carpet going upstairs and all of the upstairs carpet they want to change. And then there's 2 bedrooms upstairs that they want to paint, because they are like an aqua color. They had sons, and these people it's new and it's a really cool carpet, but they wanted to get new. So I'll be handling all that for them during the month of June. But I don't know why I mentioned that. It was relevant because I was gonna. The point is, I'm gonna have plenty of opportunity to get in there and videotape that home for you. This has like a beautiful pool area with like a waterfall. But it's gonna be another, like, I don't get a lot of the super high dollar homes, but this house in California is probably $10 million or more. So, but here it's 1.4. We're blessed in Indiana that we don't have the crazy high prices, but it's still high. It's still out of most people's reach to live like that. But this guy is a kidney specialist. He's Indian. He has an Indian wife, obviously 2 Indian sons, but God, he's a second generation. So his parents moved to America, and he's a second generation immigrant. So he does not have an accent. He grew up in American schools. Really nice guy, just so nice to represent their family because they're just wonderful people. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Venza walk around. I've got a really special video coming up next time. There are 2 very crazy, unique buildings that are so unbelievably cheap that it's just like, you guys will not believe it. I cannot wait for you to see the next one. Like, this one building is $149,000 and the other one's like $150,000. They're both about the same price, but you won't believe these. You won't believe what you can buy for 150 grand here. It's shocking, but I can't. They may be sold by the time I can make the video, but I can still pull up the listings to show you what these properties look like. So that's what's coming up on the next one. And if you do, I've got a list of upcoming videos, but if you ever do want something special or you've got a cool idea for me for a video, then by all means don't hesitate to put it in the comments. Alright, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.